Greetings and salutations. This is Captain Spencer from the Glass Planet. Down there's a little space alien I have found. I have named him Chico. Say hello, Chico.
Come on, dude. You're not even gonna work with me?
Yeah, so I'm, heading down to Tucson for a reshoot. Just a quick scene. Not even a reshoot, just a new scene that they wanted to throw into a longer edition. The longer version of their movie. So I'm heading down there in a little bit to Bing Bang Boom, a scene, and then back up, I believe, whence we spoke. I was a big fat turd, and I had vowed to get back into shape the next time we spoke, and I have not done that. I'm still pretty fat. Had a hockey tournament this past weekend that I really wanted to cut some weight, get the legs a little bit stronger, just get everything a little bit stronger for, really go into it, put my best skate forward, and I failed to do that. We were in the midst of compiling our team, and I reached out to a buddy of mine, we'll call him Steven Shoemaker, and I hit him up on Facebook. I was like, hey man, you skating in the Summer Classic? He said, nope, nobody's asked me. I said, and then I believe I left him on ... because I was gonna ask him, and then I was like, man, this cat's too good, and we've had ringers in the past, so we're moving to a new league, and we really wanted to fill our team with just guys that aren't, if they're good, they're not too aggressive, just D-League players, just guys trying to enjoy a skate. So this tournament we figured would be a little warm-up, so we put, we're trying to fill it with the team that we are going to be skating with in the fall, and realized we needed people, so we started reaching out to some of our, subs on the Tens, which is our team name, our normal subs that have played with us, and this one guy in particular, I'm like, dude, he's too good. He's like a B. He's like a B guy. He's young. He's got a motor. He's smooth. And good looking. Steve. But I reached out to my captain, and I'm like, hey man, you want me to ask Shu? And he's like, nah, dude, he's too good. And I go, yeah, alright. So I didn't respond. But we find out that one of the better players on our old team is skating on the team that we're facing first in the tournament. So I'm pretty fired up, and I go in right before the game. I go into the bar, and I see my buddy sitting there with his wife, and I'm like, what's up, man? And he's like, oh, not much, dude, we talking. I go, I thought you said you weren't skating with a team. And he goes, oh, I got picked up. Harper's Roof Rats. I go, man, that's what we play, So I made a pregame deal with him. I said if he scored a baddie on me, he's got to buy me a couple of JMOs. And I went into it, and we got absolutely shellacked, and I played horrible. The first period I gave up 6 goals. My buddy scored a hattie on me in the first. I didn't realize until afterwards, but I was just keyed up, and I just really played a bad game. I've learned that goaltending is all mental. You need to be in the right frame of mind. I didn't realize until afterwards that I think seeing my buddy just totally broke my confidence. And I'm sure a little bit of that was my first tournament game. You know, it was my first big game. I hadn't even, I mean, I played league games and a championship game in my last one, I guess. But yeah, nerves a bit, and I let seeing my buddy get to me. But we lost 11-0, and a lot of the first 6 goals were just bad. I was so deep in my crease, I wasn't being aggressive all weekend long. I wasn't being aggressive and challenging the shooter, which is kind of my thing. If anything, I'm too aggressive. I get way out of the crease. And I was watching some of um, the video afterwards, and I was so deep, just not playing my game. But yeah, got embarrassed the first game, 11-0. Second game, that was like 9:30 at night, and then the next game was during the afternoon the next day, and then the third game was that night. So it was 3 games in like a 26-hour span, which I was not conditioned for, again, being a fat turd going into it. But second game, we played better. I started off like shit again. Gave up 3 quick goals. 2 that I should have for sure stopped. But my boys came back. We were down 4-3 with a minute and a half left. Took a timeout, talking about pulling a goalie. They had a breakaway where I made an really awesome save. Pad saved, and then they got the rebound and tried to jam it in on the post, and I was able to get over and glove save it. And then they had a breakaway or something like that. Either way, one of our guys took a stupid penalty with 27 seconds left. Rewind it. With about 40 seconds left, our guy Joel takes it in along the blue line, circles, and just throws it on net. Goal. So that tied it up 4-4. About 20 seconds later, 20 seconds left, 27 seconds left, my boy Greg takes a penalty. So we're going to be shorthanded, the other team's on a power play. I found out after the game that these guys skated with Harper's Roof Rats. They don't know Harper's Roof Rats has 2 ringers on their team. But they're like, yeah, we skate with them in C League. You know, we'll give them, we're ready for them. So I think learning that we got beat 11-0, and the same goalie, me, was in, I think they expected, you know, an easy game. And when we gave them a fight, especially after I spotted them 3 goals, and then we came back and chipped away and I started shutting them down, they were frustrated. So, boom, we get a late goal. Now they're even more frustrated, I think. And with the penalty, they decide to pull their goalie. The face-off is in our zone because of the penalty, but 27 seconds is a long time in hockey, in any sport, really. So, but they pull their goalie, they get an extra attacker out there, so they got 6, we got 4, and me, but we win the draw, we get it to our best player, and he skates around a little bit and throws it in, you know, on open net, and gets a game winner with like, I think 5 seconds left or something like that. So we stole the win the second game, and then third game I gave up 2 goals early and then started to settle in, but we were just so gassed. Nobody was skating. It was our third game. I was tired. I couldn't get up and down. So I think we lost like 9-4, 10-5, 10-4, something like that. But yeah, I did not play good at all. I had stretches. I had some really solid saves, but I gave up a lot of easy goals, which killed me. Um, Goaltending is tough. After that first one, man, it was hard to get through that game. Playing as bad as I am, you're out on an island out there. You don't have anybody to blame when you're playing like shit. Um, but yeah, we found out. I was in therapy for my hand when I get an email for a VA survey. Do you have a few minutes? Oh yeah, I have a few minutes. So I filled it out, and under the comments, I think from beginning to end, every aspect of this experience was difficult. And so I get a phone call, and it's this VA person following up, and I'm like, yeah, I got time. And so I start telling her, like, I'm like, oh my god. So hockey, man, first game, dude busts one upside. So the week before the tournament, I'm going to this coaching session for clinic for goalies, and I resized my pads because when you start sweating by the end of the game, your pads weigh probably 50 more pounds. Um, so I got it tighter up here, and I didn't realize that when I would extend my hands, my left pad was loose and it would ride up. So this coach is working on my left side, keeping my hand bent down to my stick and using my blocker, and then angling the shot away instead of like reacting. And one is way high, so I reach for it and I don't realize it, but it pulls my elbow pad down, and then he blasts me another one on the left side, my left side, and I try to catch it with my blocker and I miss it, and it catches me straight in the fucking elbow. And it was such a stinger that even at the end of the night, it was like shaking and I couldn't lift it up or twist it. So I thought I'd broken it, but I just iced it down and then took a bunch of ibuprofen. It was just really bad bruise, really bad, like Charlie horse, basically. But I got over that and then went to another warm-up session. It was a late night session where our team, all the guys from the team went. It was at 9:30, 10:30 or something like that. Nobody ever goes to it. And so we're getting on the ice, and then these 5 dudes, young kids, all come walking in, and they're from GCU, so they're all wearing blacks. So we go, whites against blacks, and they just absolutely torched us. They would keep getting all these breakaways because even if our D was back, they were so quick they would just split them, and they were doing all this shit that they can't, normally do in games and stuff. So this kid does a twist and like picks up the puck and then does like a whip around thing, but he's blind when he does it, so he just cracks me right in the face, and I'm watching this way when he whips it around and down. So when he whips it around, it catches me right in the jaw. This side is still, I think, still swollen, which is weird. This was a different slap shot. But I took another slapper in the first game off of my mask, and that obliterated my strap. So the second and third periods, I was playing with a loose helmet. That actually probably made me play better because it helped pull my head out of my ass and I wasn't overthinking everything. Because I only gave up 5 goals after that first period, and by that time my boys were defeated. They weren't skating hard. There was one winger. We only had 10 guys, so each guy that was skating out was on the ice 50% of the time, which is tough. Normally in these tournaments, both wingers and D, you have 3 lines. At least wingers you do. defense normally just 2 pairs, but we had one winger that who in the second game got the game tying goal. He actually just stopped back checking. Anytime they'd get the puck, he'd just stop skating in that first game. So to give up 5 goals in the last 2 periods weren't that bad, but yeah, it was a shellacking either way. So, but yeah, so the VA, so I got bruises all over the place though. My jaw is jacked up. I got collarbone. One caught me on the forearm pure. The elbow is still a little jacked. I got can't really see it now, but it was like a perfect puck bruise there. But yeah, it was a fun experience, I guess. But the VA, so the VA is doing basically a case study on me now. This lady starts asking me what's going on. I'm telling her, she says, and then while I'm telling her stuff, she's like, oh my. And I go, yeah. Like, so I start telling her about the email thing. I go, yeah, we're back and forth. And then, x-ray, got the x-ray. I said, hey, how are the results? Hello, have you gotten results from the x-ray? Folks, it's not getting any better, it's getting worse. Do we know what's going on with the x-ray? And then they said, we don't even know what hand it is. And my response to that was, the subject line of this email thread says right hand pain. The x-ray was of my right hand. But she's like, oh my. She goes, this is all on the system? I go, yeah, this is in the system. So, check the messages and everything. And I start telling her about something else, and she's like, oh my, really? And so she asked me if she can talk to her boss and escalate it. He'd probably have to, call at some point, and I'd have to tell her everything that happened again. Like, yeah, it's all good if it helps fix things. I told her about the when you go into the third party with the VA, they offshoot you to that third person clinic, that independent clinic that's not in the system. But it's so stupid, they call you up to set up a time for that person to call me up to set up an appointment. Like, just send my fucking information and they can call me. Like, what is this? The first time that I did it, and it's funny because I chuckle when they call it, like this last time, I had an x-ray and 2 MRIs before they caught this thing with my hand. They're telling me I have to have a bone removed now from my hand. But I joke around now when they do it. Like, for this last time, I had an MRI with contrast, where they put some stuff into my, actually into my body, inject some stuff into my body so the MRI can see it better. And they call up, and I'm like, they're like, this is so-and-so with, verify. And I verify, and they go, oh, okay, this is, and I go, is this the phone call to set up a phone call to set up an appointment? And they're like, what's that? And I'm like, nothing. And they go, this last person goes, oh, yeah, I guess it is. So, but that ended up coming back to bite me. She actually called up, trying to help. She called up the clinic, got a hold of them, and said, okay, hold on a second. When? And I said, anytime, quick as possible. Boom. She said, okay, do. Gets back to me, says, all right, this date, this time. I said, perfect. She says, okay, hold on. Got back with the clinic. Like, she kicked ass, but because of her subjugating the system, it ended up taking out a step, so they never sent like some authorization number to the clinic. So when I got to the clinic to take my MRI, it was canceled because they didn't have this authorization number. So I had to email all these VA people to get this information, and then finally get the number, give it directly to the clinic, and then get the MRI. And then go back into the hand specialist, and that started the whole removing the bone thing. So, but talking to this lady, she's like, "Oh my, really? That?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "So how long have you been dealing with this?" I said, "A year and a half now." "Oh my." I go, "Yeah." So, hopefully I get some results. I'm hoping to use this whole thing to pressure them to make sure that I don't get the surgery inside the VA system. I want a private clinic to handle this one. I mean, all the nerves and ligaments and stuff that's in there, there's no way VA people are going to go in there and not fuck something up. So, but that's what's been going on with us over here. Hockey, the trucks are a constant battle. I think I'm going to sell my little Nissan Frontier. I was bitching to my buddy that the gas tank is on the other side. He told me that that's because it was never intended to be imported over to America, which explains why big dumb white men do not fit. Is that racist? Oh yeah, it was. So, but I don't like none of the mirrors. All the mirrors are maxed out. I'm looking like through the roof, through the tint shield. I was thinking about putting a mirror on the dashboard just so I could see stoplights when they change. Alright, it's fresh fruit, energy, smoothie time. Gotta get back into Captain Spencer frame of mind. Yeah, that's about it. Hockey was an experience. Definitely wanted a different showing, knowing that I'm gonna have this surgery and gonna be out for months. But that second game, I've been playing hockey for 20 some years. That second game was probably one of the fun ones I've ever been a part of. So it was worth it. And this new ice place, some really hot bartenders. I fell in love like 2 or 3 times this past weekend. Chico needs a mommy. Oh, buddy, is your ear a little red? Maybe a little red, but I have to smush it later. Smush it and kiss it. Smushes and kisses with my Chico. Goodbye. Thanks for hanging in there this long and listening to my ramblings. What the fuck was that? Where did that come from, dude? Please, if you've made it this far, like and share it. Maybe make a comment. Shoemaker, I know you're watching. Make a fucking comment, you son of a bitch. Peace out.